Good morning, everyone. I am K. N. Narsimurthy. I work in a government first grade women's college, Tumkur. I have finished 19 videos and 15 videos pertaining to the first unit and the 4 units to the second unit. This is my 20th video for second semester BSc students of Tumkur University, and the subject is physics. So first unit I discussed completely about electrostatic and a bit of vectors. In the second unit, in my last four videos, I discussed about the magnetostatics. I discussed about the magnetic effect of electric current. So which says that whenever there is a current in a conductor, it produces a magnetic field around it. Okay, so magnitude of the magnetic field which is produced around the conductor is given by the Biot-Savart's law. I have explained you clearly the Biot-Savart's law and the direction of the magnetic field, which is from the right hand thumb rule. So after understanding the Biot-Savart's law completely, we applied Biot-Savart's law in many cases. The first case is for a straight conductor of finite length, where I got a magnetic field as mu naught divided by 2 pi r. It's mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. And also applied the same Biot-Savart's law for a circular coil, and I got a magnetic field as mu naught Ni divided by 2r. Mu naught Ni divided by 2r for a circular coil. And the same Biot-Savart's law I applied for a solenoid. I got an equation for magnetic field at center of the solenoid as mu naught Ni. And at one end of the solenoid, I got the magnetic field as mu naught Ni by 2, which is half of the magnetic field at the center of the solenoid. Right. So after discussing so many applications of Biot-Savart's law, then I discussed one more important law in magnetostatics, that is Ampere's circuital law. And the same Ampere's circuital law I applied for the same case, that is for a solenoid. Again I got a same equation what I got by applying the Biot-Savart's law, which is mu naught Ni at center and mu naught Ni by 2 at one end of the solenoid. So in all these different cases, applying Biot-Savart's law and applying Ampere's circuital law, what I got was the magnetic field. I got an equation for magnetic field for different varieties of cases. Now after finding the magnetic field for different cases, after establishing different equations for different cases, now in my 20th video I am going to solve some of the numerical problems which is regarding to these different cases which I discussed in my last 4 previous videos. Okay, we'll go one by one. Yes, I'll read out the first problem. A long copper wire of diameter 2.5 millimeter carry a current of 5 ampere. Calculate the magnetic field of induction. First, A, at the surface of the wire. B, at a distance 10 centimeter from the wire. Now it is a very straightforward, clear problem that we need to calculate the magnetic field due to a straight conductor. Of course, wire is a straight conductor. Now what is the data given? First we list out the data which is given over there. They have given the diameter of the copper wire, which is 2.5 millimeter. From the diameter I can calculate the radius, which is a very simple formula, d by 2. R is equal to d by 2. From that I can calculate the radius. Okay. Yeah. It is not calculated correctly here. The radius has to be 2.5 by 2 and it has to be 1.25. You please make the correction for the radius. Diameter is 2.5 millimeters, means the radius has to be 1.25. into 10 to the power of minus 3, and current flowing through the wire is 5 amps. Now the two cases I have to find out. I have to find out the magnetic field at the surface of the wire as well as at a distance of 10 centimeter from the wire. It's a very clear problem that it's a magnetic field due to a straight conductor of finite length. Okay, right. Let me find out which formula we are going to use for this. As I told you, magnetic field for a straight conductor of finite length, it is mu naught I by 2 pi r. Okay, where mu naught I by 2 pi r, where small r is the radius of that copper wire. Okay, right. So you won't get n here, you won't get number of turns here because it's a straight copper wire. There won't be any turns for this. Right. Suppose if mu naught value is not given, students, you should remember the value of mu naught. It is compulsory that you have to remember epsilon naught in electrostatic. In the same way, you should remember the mu naught in the magnetostatics, and the value is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. You should compulsorily remember the value of permeability in the magnetostatics. So mu naught is 4 pi 10 to the power of minus 7, and the current I is 5 amperes. You can substitute 5 directly, and in the denominator it is 2 into 3.14 into radius. You please make the correction here. Radius is not 2.5, it is divided by 2, and it has to be 1.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3. You please make the correction there. So I got, with all these calculations, I got the magnetic field as 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla. So unit for magnetic field is Tesla. Right. So first case is over. I have found the magnetic field at the surface of the wire. Okay. Right. In the second case, I need to find the magnetic field at a distance x from the straight conductor. Okay. So for that, the formula is a bit different. It is mu naught I divided by 2 pi x. This is 2 pi x instead of 2 pi r. It is mu naught I divided by 2 pi x. Again you go on substituting. Mu naught is 4 pi 10 to the power of minus 7, and the current which is flowing is 5, and divided by 2 into 3.14. For x you can substitute 10 into 10 power minus 2. It is in centimeter. You please convert all the units into SI units. So SI unit of centimeter is meter. Therefore 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. So if you calculate this, the answer comes out to be 1 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. You can express this in terms of micro Tesla also. So it will be 0.1 micro Tesla. Right. So we have found the magnetic field due to a straight conductor at two different cases. One is at the surface of the wire, another is at a distance of x from the wire, which is 10 centimeter. Right. We'll move on to the next problem. Problem number 2. I'll read out the problem first. Calculate the magnetic field due to a circular coil of 500 turns and diameter 0.1 meter carrying a current of 7 amperes. A. At the point on the axis of the coil, distance 0.12 meter from the center. B. At the center of the coil. You need to calculate magnetic field at two different cases. 1A is at a distance of 0.12 meter from center of the coil. B, you need to find the same magnetic field at a distance of, at the center of the coil. Okay. So first write down the data which is given in the problem. Okay. So first data is number of turns is given. It is a coil of 500 turns. Capital N equals 500. D diameter is given 0.1 meter, and you find the radius, it is D by 2, 0.05 meter, and the current flowing through the coil is 7 amperes, and the X, the distance at which we need to find the magnetic field is 0.12 meter. So we have listed all the data given over there. Now we'll search for the relevant formula. Okay, this is the case of coil. This is not a solenoid. This is not a straight conductor. This is a purely a circular coil, and while doing a derivation of solenoid, I used this equation. Do you remember this? The equation which I used while doing a derivation of solenoid was the magnetic field due to a circular coil. This, students, this is derived in the second PUC. This is one of the important derivation in the second PUC for you people. The magnetic field on the axis of the solenoid due to the coil is mu naught Ni r square divided by 2 into r square plus x square whole to the power of 3 by 2. Okay, so I can define the terms involved in there. You know the mu naught is permeability, N is total number of turns in the coil, I is the current flowing through the coil, R is the radius of the coil, okay, and X is the distance where you are finding the magnetic field. Right, so you substitute 1 by 1, mu naught 4 pi 10 to the power of minus 7 into the number of turns is 500 into the current flowing is 7 amperes into the radius of the coil, which is converted into meter, it is 0.05 square. The denominator 2 into r square is 0.05 square plus the x square. X is the distance at which I am finding the magnetic field. So x is 0.12 square all to the power of 3 by 2. You can do all the calculation with a calculator. Okay, so if you do it with a calculator, you will get a value of magnetic field which is 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 Tesla. You can say that as 2.5 millitesla. Okay, right. Now the one case is over where I find the magnetic field at some distance x. Now the second case is to find the magnetic field at the center. At the center there is a standard formula mu naught Ni divided by 2r. Okay, right. Mu naught Ni divided by 2r. R you can substitute this as 0. For the center x is 0. In the first formula itself you substitute x as 0. Okay, if you substitute that you will get the same equation. Mu naught Ni divided by 2r is the magnetic field at the center. So substitute each and every term. Mu naught as 4 pi 10 to the power of minus 7, N is number of turns, and current flowing is 7 amperes divided by 2 into 0.05. Okay, you will get magnetic field as 4.39 into 10 to the power of minus 2 Tesla. Okay, so with these two formula I have calculated the magnetic field due to a circular coil which has n number of turns. Students, the second equation you can easily deduce from the first equation. First equation, which is a very big equation, it's mu naught Ni r square by 2 into r square plus x square all to the power of 3 by 2. From that equation you substitute x as 0. If you substitute x as 0, the denominator you left with r square whole to the power of 3 by 2, which is r cube. R cube r square will get cancelled. You left with a 2r in the denominator. So you will get magnetic field as mu naught Ni divided by 2r. Okay, you can easily deduce the equation at the center from the general equation, which it's a big equation. So it is enough if you remember that big equation, you can solve any case which is given. Okay, right. The two problems are over. Now we'll move on to the next problem. Now this wire shows a figure below carries a current of 2 amperes. Find the magnetic field at the center. This is a kind of wire which is given in this form. It is almost a circular coil. Okay, number of turns is also given. It is 3 by 2. It is not one complete turn. It is not even one complete turn. It is only a 3 by 4. Okay, right. And radius is also given. radius is 2 centimeter. If it is written in meter, it will be 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. And the current flowing through this wire, if it's a circular wire, it is 2 amperes. Now the thing is to find the magnetic field at the center. It's a very simple equation. Very simple equation. It is mu naught Ni divided by 2R. As I told you, magnetic field due to a circular coil, it is mu naught Ni divided by 2R. This is the magnetic field at center of the circular coil. Okay, let us substitute one by one. Mu naught is permeability. We know the value of that. It is 4 pi 10 to the power of minus 7. And the value of number of turns, it is 3 by 4. 3 in the new denominator, you can find 4. And the current flowing through the coil is 2 amperes. In the denominator, it is 2 into radius of the coil is 2 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. With a very simple equation, you can calculate the magnetic field at the center of the coil, and it is found to be 4.71 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. You can express this in terms of micro Tesla as well. It is 0.471 micro Tesla. Okay, it's a very simple problem. In fact, we'll move on to the next problem. We'll move to the fourth problem. This time it's a wire of loop PQRS. This is a kind of loop, not a circular loop, not exactly a circular loop. It is a loop PQRS formed by joining two radial lines and segments of radius. We have a two radial lines, two segments, and it's of radius 0.1 meter and 0.15 meter, and it carries a current of 5 amperes. So find the magnetic field and the direction of magnetic field B at O. Okay. This is a quite interesting problem. Okay. Now, number of turns is given here. It is 1 by 6, and current flowing here is 5 amperes. Radius of one segment is 0.1, and the radius of other segment is 0.15 meter. Okay. This is a quite interesting problem. We'll see what formula we are going to use for this. See, field due to the straight portion, the two straight portion QR and PS. Look at the diagram and see which are the two straight portions. Look at the diagram. It is QR and PS. They are almost straight. QR and PS are straight, where QP and RS are in the form of an arc. Arc, we can expect some magnetic field, but this is a straight portion. Straight portion, the magnetic field is 0, because length and magnetic field, so it is along the length. It is along the length. You cannot expect any magnetic field, because current is along the length. If current is along the length, you cannot expect any magnetic field. So magnetic field contribution from this the segment QR and the segment PS, which are straight, is 0, because theta is 0. Yes. But field due to PQRS, the contribution is from one arc, which is RS, and another arc, which is PQ. These two arcs will contribute to the magnetic field due to PQRS. Right. So I can say that the field due to PQRS is B, which is equal to field due to arc RS, which is Bn, and field due to arc PQ, which is B2. Now my challenge is to find B1 and B2. Magnetic field due to one arc B1, another arc B2. It is a circular, of course, it's a circular coil, maybe a number of turns, maybe less. Okay. The formula which I am going to use is mu naught Ni by 2R. The same formula which I used for my last problem. Mu naught Ni divided by 2R. R1 is for one arc, R2 is for another arc. Why I am subtracting? Why I am writing minus mu naught Ni by 2R1 minus mu naught Ni by 2R2? But it's a key point that why I am writing minus in between. Look at the diagram, students. Why? Because the current is flowing in this direction in PQ, whereas current is coming down, means it is coming in the opposite direction in RS. Okay, current is going up in PQ and coming down in RS. So magnetic field will be in one direction, and exactly opposite magnetic field you can expect in the another arc RS. Okay, therefore I have to take the algebraic sum. So that is why I have written minus, because current in one is going up in one arc RS and coming down in another arc PQ. So therefore it has to be minus. So mu naught Ni by 2 within the bracket 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. So it's all simple substitution. You substitute each and every term. Permeability 4 pi 10 to the power of minus 7 into number of turns, as we know it is 1 by 6, into the current 5 amperes divided by 2 is there in the formula. Within the bracket 1 by R1 is 0.1 meter minus 1 by R2 is 0.15 meter. If you calculate all these things with the help of calculator, you will get the magnetic field as 1.74 micro Tesla. Okay, so we got the magnitude of magnetic field, but one more thing has been asked for us to calculate, which is the direction of magnetic field. So direction of magnetic field is perpendicular and is away from the plane of figure. Okay, so it is perpendicular to the plane of figure and it is going away, not moving towards the figure. Okay, so magnetic field is going away from the figure, not towards the figure. Okay, so this is the direction of magnetic field, and we have completed the fourth problem. And we look for the next problem, and this is two similar coils of wire having radius 0.07 meter and 50 turns, have a common axis and are 0.1 meter apart. Now we have a two similar coils. Similar means radius is also same and number of turns is also same. Both the coils have radius of 0.07 meter and both the coils have the number of turns 50, and both have the common axis, and but the thing is these two coils are separated by 0.1 meter. Now we need to find the magnetic field at a point midway between the two coils, midway between them. These are the two coils. I have to calculate the magnetic field in midway between the two coils, where the current is 1 ampere, which flows in the same direction in both the coils, and also calculate when the current in the two coils are in the opposite directions. So I have to find magnetic field in two cases. One is when currents are flowing in the same direction in both of the coils. The second case, currents are flowing in the opposite direction in both in these two coils. These are the two cases. Okay, this is a very simple problem. It is a circular coil problem. We know the magnetic field due to a circular coil. Only thing is use a relevant formula, substitute it and find the answer. First write down the data which is given there. So number of turns is 50 and radius is 0.07 meter and current flowing is 1 ampere. The same thing holds good for both the coils. And these two coils, X is 0.1 divided by 2 is 0.05. Why I am dividing it by 2? It's because I am finding the magnetic field midway between the two coils. Midway means I have to take the distance, half of the distance. The distance between the two coils is 0.1 meter. I am finding the magnetic field at midpoint, so I have to take this distance x as 0.1 by 2. Okay, right. Now there is a formula, the big formula, mu naught Ni by r, Ni r square by 2 into x square, r square plus x square whole to the power of 3 by 2, which we used in our previous problems. One thing you have to observe here is the magnetic field due to both the coil at center is same. B1 is equal to B2. Magnetic field due to one coil at the center is same as magnetic field due to other coil at the center. So B1 is equal to B2. The magnetic field produced by one coil at the center is same as the magnetic field produced by other coil at the same point. Okay, right. So substitute all the data which is given in the formula. Mu naught 4 pi 10 to the power of minus 7, number of turns is 50, and the current is 1 ampere, radius is 0.07 whole square. In the denominator you will have 2 into r square plus x square whole to the power of 3 by 2. R square is 0.07 square plus x square is 0.05 square whole to the power of 3 by 2. This is a little complex in the calculation. You use the calculator and do it. You will get an answer as 0.242 10 to the power of minus 3 Tesla. So this is the magnetic field from one coil. So say it is B1. So B2 will also be same. So what could be the magnetic field due to both the coil at the center? So from one coil I am getting magnetic field as B1, which I got 0.242. From the other coil also I get the same magnetic field, which is 0.242. So what could be the magnetic field at center due to both this coil? It is 2 times of the value which I got, which is 2 times of 0.242. Yes, so it is B1 plus B2. If the condition is, if current is flowing in the same direction, so B1 and B2 will add up. If suppose current is flowing in an opposite direction, definitely magnetic field B1 will be opposite to B2. Therefore, when you have to take an algebra exam, when you take a net magnetic field, you need to subtract these two if currents are in the opposite direction. Okay, if currents are in the same direction, net magnetic field will be simply B1 plus B2. If currents are in the opposite direction, the net magnetic field will be B1 minus B2. Be careful while substituting in these two cases. Okay, I got magnetic field as 2 times of that in one case, which is 0.424 millitesla, and in the opposite direction case I got the magnetic field as 0. Okay, so I found the magnetic field at both the cases. So the problem part is over. These are some of the books which I referred for solving these problems. You please go through it. You will get an innumerable number of problems in these books, textbooks. As many problems you solve, it will be very easy for you to face an exam. It will be very easy for you to solve the problems in the examination. Thank you.